Hi guys, welcome to today's session, and today we are going to discuss about the National Security Act. And in this session, we'll first discuss a brief about National Security Act, background informations. Then we'll discuss the provisions of National Security Act of 1980. Then we'll discuss what are the conditions when the National Security Act can be invoked, and then we'll discuss the criticism of National Security Act, and finally we discuss the Supreme Court observation regarding National Security Act. So this is how we plan this session. Let's now start. So friends, the National Security Act is in existence for more than 4 decades, and it has been questioned for its draconian effects and its potential misuse at times. And recently also regarding the Stan Swamy case, the National Security Act has come under the question, and some state governments also invoked a National Security Act to detain citizens for questionable offences. And India is one of the few countries in the world whose constitution allows for preventive detention during peacetime. That is, Article 22(3) states that rights available to an arrested person will not be applicable in case of preventive detention. And the National Security Act, as it's wrote in the preventive detention laws, the first iteration of these laws was framed during the British rule. However, post-independence, these laws were carried forward as the Preventive Detention Act of 1950, and this was replaced by maintenance of Internal Security Act of 1971, and finally the National Security Act of 1980. So this is the timeline, and now we will discuss what are the provisions of National Security Act of 1980. National Security Act empowers the center or a state government to detain a person so that he does not act in any manner prejudicial to national security, and the person need not be charged during the period of detention, and an individual can be detained without a charge for up to 12 months, that is 1 year, and the detained person can be held for 10 days without being told the charges against him. And if you see the grounds of detention, acting in any manner prejudicial to defense of India, the relations of India with foreign powers and the security of India, and regulating the continued presence of any foreigner in India or to make arrangements for his expulsion from India, and preventing them from acting in any manner prejudicial to the security of state, or from acting in any manner prejudicial to maintenance of public order, or from acting in any manner prejudicial to maintenance of supplies and services essential to the community it is necessary so to do. So that are the grounds of detention, and there is provision for the constitution of advisory board. The central or state government shall constitute one or more advisory boards. It consists of 3 persons who are qualified to be appointed as judges of High Court, and the grounds of detention must be placed before the advisory board within 3 weeks from the date of detention. And the detained person can appeal before the advisory board, but they are not allowed a lawyer during the trial. And if the advisory board finds no sufficient cause for detention, government shall revoke the detention order and release the person. And also no suit or other legal proceeding shall lie against the state or central government or any other person for anything in good faith done or intended to be done in pursuance of this act. So this is more powerful act, and there are many issues underlying with this act. We will now discuss what are the issues and criticisms against this act, and also the conditions when NSA can be evoked. So friends, NSA, it is an administrative order passed either by divisional commissioner or the district magistrate, and not detention order by the police based on specific allegations or for a specific violation of the law. And if you see the conditions when NSA can be evoked, Yeah, if a person is in police custody, the district magistrate can invoke NSA against them. And also, if a person has been granted bail by a trial court, he can be immediately detained under the NSA. And also, if the person has been acquitted by the court, the same person can be detained under NSA. And against the constitutional right, it is against the constitutional right. The law takes away an individual's constitutional right to be produced before magistrate within 24 hours, as is the case when the accused is in police custody. And also, the detained person also does not have right to move a bail application before criminal court. So these are the issues and conditions, and we'll now discuss in detail about the criticism of National Security Act. As we discuss Article 22 and various provisions of CRPC safeguard the interest of an arrested person, the person arrested has to be informed of the grounds of arrest, and the arrested person cannot be denied the right to consult and to be defended by a legal practitioner of his choice, and the arrested person should be produced before the nearest magistrate within 24 hours. However, none of these safeguards are available if a person is detained under NSA. A person could be kept in dark for about the reasons for his arrest for up to 10 days, and even when providing the grounds for arrest, government had withhold information which it considers to be against the public interest to disclose. And the arrested person is also not entitled to the aid of any legal practitioner in any matter connected with the proceedings before an advisory board which is constituted by the government. And detaining someone without a trial during the normal times is hard to justify when it is difficult to prove the legitimacy of the threat posed by the person. And while it is true that Constitution provides for Article 22(3), that does not extend safeguards of criminal system to preventive detention. Justification for persisting with the same provisions even 70 years after independence needs to be reviewed. And since the NSA allows custody of people without framing a charge, it has become a convenient tool for the government and police to circumvent the formalities of the Criminal Procedure Code and the codes of the land. And police make use of NSA when they are unwilling or unable to make a criminal case. Instances of journalists critical of establishment being charged with NSA are becoming common. And rather than for stopping future crimes, NSA is often used as a response to ordinary law and order cases. And NSA morphs into a punitive measure in such instances. And the vague language of the law means NSA is being used for detention of individuals based on the government satisfaction that an individual is a threat to foreign relations and national security, public order, etc., or maintenance of essential supplies and services. Thus, theoretically, the government can invoke NSA if an individual's act threatens to disrupt public order, like causing a commotion or obstructing the traffic. So these all can be grounds for evoking NSA. So it is a draconian law which must be revoked or reviewed. And now we discuss what are the Supreme Court observations regarding this law. The Apex Court has held that the preventive detention under NSA has to be strictly maintained with the delicate balance between social security and citizen freedom. It also held that to prevent misuse of this potentially dangerous power, the law of preventive detention has to be strictly construed, and meticulous compliance with the procedural safeguards has to be ensured. So that is Supreme Court observation. Anyways, there are no separate figures currently available for detentions under NSA. The 177th Law Commission report of 2001 reveals that more than 1 million people were arrested under preventive provisions in India, and it is paramount to review the continued usage of NSA and to close the loopholes that permit law enforcement to abuse constitutional and statutory rights. So guys, this is an important main topic, comes under the internal security topic, and regarding the background of this Tansoni case, this often comes in the news in the coming days, and so you must please follow this news and also study this well, and it can be asked in the mains examination. So thank you for watching this lesson. We'll meet tomorrow with another topic.